everyone, my name is Roya, and this is iPod, and we are here to tell you all about what I plan to read for the classic SFF Readathon. So obviously, if you've been watching my channel, if you see my book hauls, you probably figure that I have no shortage of classic SFF on my shelves. There is quite a bit of it. So the two rules of this readathon are that they have to be written by women and they have to be pre-2000, and they also have to be written in 3 consecutive decades at least. So, you can't just stick to like one decade. You have to basically be picking books from 3 consecutive decades. So looking through all my books, I was actually surprised to see how many of them are actually from the early 2000s and not the 80s or 90s, because so much classic SFF is from the 80s and 90s that I just was amazed at how many of it was actually from 2000 or 2001 or whatever, and so I couldn't use those for this readathon, but I still had plenty of really great options, obviously, so I don't know how many of these I'm necessarily going to get to, and besides these, I do have a lot of other options too on my shelf that I could read as well if I finish all of them, but these are the ones that I mainly want to get to. So firstly, I am already currently reading Winter Rose by Patricia A. McKillip. This, I only actually got a couple chapters into it and then kind of put it down for a while, but this will probably be one of my first priorities once this readathon starts. And then the other one that I for sure want to get to is Octavia Butler's Lilith's Brood trilogy. This is the bind-up of the whole trilogy, and I'm definitely really, really excited to read this, and I actually just got this book this year, so it is already really, really high up on my TBR. Obviously, since that trilogy is going to start feeling a little bit long, probably, since I'm just going to be sitting there and reading it for like a good long while, I'm probably going to want a few other books to kind of break it up with, so I gave myself a few other options as well. So firstly, Witch World by Andre Norton. This was actually already on my list for this, and then I saw that my friend Kelsey from the Fancy Hat Lady Reads is actually planning on reading this for this readathon as well. I thought it would be kind of fun if I also read it, so definitely I hope to get to this one as well. Another nice short sweet one is Six of Swords by Carol Nelson Douglas. This is a really random, hella obscure book that I had certainly never heard of, and a lot of people haven't heard of it either. And Maya from Maya Reads, who actually is the one who started this readathon, actually saw my Instagram post where I posted all these books, and she actually voted for this one because she had never heard of it either. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what, if this book is as good as I think it's gonna be. Of course, I can't have a classic SFF readathon without Mercedes Lackey. I mean, maybe I could, because a lot of her stuff is really new as well, but this is an older one. So this is Firebird, and I haven't read it. It's one of like 2 of her books on my shelf that I haven't read yet, but I've seriously read like between 10 and 20 of her books by now. I completely lost count of how many of her books I've actually read, because it's so many. But yeah, I generally tend to really like her books, and I'm interested in seeing how much I like this one. And finally, the last one that I'm planning to get to for this readathon, should I have time, of course, is Witches of Ailinan. And this is by Kate Forsyth, and this is a book that I got last year, and I've been meaning to get to it for a good while. It actually really, it's one that really interests me, and I don't know, so I just want to read it. But anyway, besides all of these books, I definitely do have a few more options, but like if I actually finish all of these, but just because this is a 12-day readathon, I don't think I even actually said the dates. It goes from April 1st through 12th, so it's a nice long readathon. Let me know if you've read any of these books and which ones you think I should get to first, and what you're reading if you're participating in this readathon, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!